Here at the corner of 3rd Street and Cherry Blossom Way, this is the Nosebleed Seats. We're here to cover the grand opening of Harley Race's World League Wrestling Academy, the ribbon cutting ceremony that was held on January the 17th in Troy, Missouri. And we're going to head on inside to take a look at the new school. The school featuring 2 rings set up, wrestling memorabilia adorning the walls, and you see a gathering of fans, trainees, and wrestlers here for this ribbon cutting ceremony. And here are the champions and the students moving in as the scissors and the ribbon are presented to be cut, and fans and supporters looking on. We're going to listen in here.
Jason, you think of
I yelled at him to take a picture. But we have 2 cars, so you got 2 coolness. Oh, cool. You picked the big one. These are just for looks. Then I did work. So we'll do the work then, and I'll have to look. I guess you need to. So what we're going to do is, Jason, Cliff's going to have us stand here for a minute, and then he'll tell you what to say. I called it. He'll tell you when to cut. So Steve, you might move out a little bit. We're not going to these guys. And hey, Rory, you want to come down here?
Oh, yeah.
You're going to do that.
Gotta be one of the giant scissors.
Let's go back here. I yelled at him.
You guys gotta do the same time.
Here, Rory.
You gotta stand here for a second and then until.
Alright, we'll go ahead and cut it.
Cool. Thank you. Congratulations.
And there you have it. The school is open for business.
Speech, speech, speech.
This is not mine.
Hey, Harvey, go ahead.
Well, I appreciate everybody being here. I've been in Eldon for a long, long time with World League Wrestling, and I've decided that the center part of the state, anybody that comes into it comes from either St. Louis, Kansas City, or someplace, and they come to Eldon, and there's very, very little to do around there. And I thought if I moved over here, my kids would all have the opportunity to have full-time jobs and still be able to come here when they're required to. And I looked at a lot of places. I've liked Troy for a lot of years. And it just, everywhere I looked, Troy kept coming back to me. I said, well, why fight it? To hell with it, just do it. And I'm here. And I appreciate everybody that is here. Thank you all for coming.
And there you have it. Harley Race explaining why the Wrestling Academy moved from Eldon to Troy, Missouri. And after this break, we're going to talk with the son of Harley Race. He's the head trainer of WLW. It's Leland Race, here exclusively on the MBS TV. We will be right back.
dream come true for everybody's favorite intergender wrestling champion of the world, Andy Kaufman. With your teamwork, we can reward Andy with the 2014 WWE Hall of Fame Inductee Award. I'll drive the point home with hashtag AK4WWEHOF2014. Email that to your friends and family. Also tweet at WWE, at WWE Universe, and at Jerry Lawler, and tell them how badly and how much we want Andy in the Hall of Fame. Hashtag AK4, that's the number 4, WWEHOF2014. Hashtag AK4 WWEHOF2014. Post it on your Facebook, your Tumblr, your Reddit, you stumble upon, your YouTube, forums, blogs, podcasts, spray painted on the side of large abandoned industrial facilities. Put it anywhere and everywhere. Hashtag AK4 WWEHOF2014. Sponsored by Andy's Army.
And be sure to like our Facebook page, Induct Andy Kaufman. Coming in March and April 2014 is the 7th annual NBS Awards. We'll be back on the road again to honor the Match of the Year, Tag Team, Most Popular, Most Hated, Referee, Manager, Feud, Diamond in the Rough, Golden Microphone, Wrestling of the Year, and to make inductions into the Central Illinois Pro Wrestling Hall of Fame. Nominations are open. Visit CentralIllinoisProWrestling.com right now to learn how we can all honor the best in Central Illinois Pro Wrestling. And for the remainder of the program this week, we have this exclusive interview.
Talking to the former WLW World League Heavyweight Champion. He caught a lot of people off guard last year. Not a lot of people knew that he was the son of the legendary Harley Race. He was going by the name Jason Jones. But you've ditched that persona, and now you're going by your real name, Leland Race.
Yep.
Tell us about how that came about and why now.
For 10 years, I wrestled under the name of Jason Jones. When I was roughly about 18 years old, I finally decided what I wanted to do with my life, and I decided that what my calling in life was going to be was a professional wrestler. Something that my dad did for decades and decades and made a very, very well-known name for himself. Everybody who is a professional wrestler, everybody who's a fan of professional wrestling knows exactly who Harley Race is and what he accomplished. However, when I was talking about what I wanted to do with it, especially when it pertains to my career, I wanted to go out there and prove to him and the world that I could stand on my own 2 feet and I can go out there and make a name for myself without using the name of Race. Because in today's world, in the past 10 years or so, there's been a lot of second generation and third generation wrestlers coming up through sometimes trying to work hard, but also sometimes trying to use their name to get them higher without doing as much work. And I didn't want to do that. I wanted to go and work my butt off just like I did every single time I went out there. In front of a crowd, in front of students here at the academy, I always worked extremely hard. No matter what anybody else says. Nobody else was in my shoes, nobody else was in my head at any point in given time. The only person that knew how hard I worked was my dad, and that's Harley. And that's the only opinion that matters, and that's why I am who I am right now, and that's why the legacy of Harley Race will continue on through me.
Now, when did you start wrestling? When did you make your debut?
The debut of Leland Race, who I really am, was the latter part of July 2013 at the Jefferson City Fair for World League Wrestling. And my memory's not the best. I've been doing this for 10 years. I've been hitting the head for quite a while. But I do remember July 2013 was the actual debut of who I really am. I've been wrestling for 10 years though. March 23rd, 2003 was my actual in-ring debut. My dad and I sat down and discussed what would be the best avenue for me to go, and as far as especially when it comes to trying to get my foot in the door and doing it right. I didn't want to have just his advice only when it comes to professional wrestling. He wanted me to get a variety of opinions, a variety of different training skills, different styles, and that's exactly what I did, because at the beginning of March of 2003, I had went to Charlotte, North Carolina, where I relocated and I stayed out there with a few friends, and from there I trained under a guy named George South, who trained me for 5 years. And I had more experience in the 5 years there than a lot of other guys get in a lifetime. And there's not anything that can replace that. And then in 2008, I decided to come back here and continue my training under my dad and the guys who were running his training academy. And that was Steve Anthony, Bao Nguyen, and Pro Wrestling Noah, Superstar Steve, Trevor Murdoch. A lot of people helped form me who I am, not just one person.
Do you remember who your first match was against way back in 2003?
First match actually was up against a guy by the name of Private Chris Nelson. He was a guy that loved to have fun, very dry sense of humor, and granted he was not the best, but he actually did a lot for me because he showed me the way a match should go on a very basic level, and at that point in time, that's exactly what I needed. I needed somebody to show me exactly how to be simple, but yet get the point across that I am a professional wrestler, and that's what he did.
How many people knew that you were Harley's son in the 10 years?
One.
Just one?
Well, two, if you include my dad. The other one was George South. My dad gave him a call and decided that he would be the best avenue to go because George South actually had a hand in training a number of second-generation wrestlers, and that was Richie Steamboat, Reed Flair, just a whole slew of them. And he wanted me to get the same type of experience and the same type of training that those guys had received.
Now, how hard was it to keep the secret for a 10-year period and keep others from figuring out, oh, this is Harley's son?
Nobody really ever even knew.
No.
I didn't go up to him and say, hey, my name is Leland Race, I'm Harley's son. No, I never did that, and I still, even to this day, even though I'm going by my true name, my legal and legit name, I still don't do that today. The only reason that people know who I am is because my name is on the poster. I went about going to every single show that I ever went to, knowing in my mind that I'm Leland Race, but I'm also just like any other person. I'm not better than anybody else. I'm not superior to anybody else. I'm exactly who I am, and that's the person that's going to continue wrestling, whether I have Leland Race or anything else attached to me.
On the days when you made your debut under your true name, you had just vacated the WLW heavyweight title. I thought it was I was trying to figure out when that was announced. I was trying to figure out, well, did Jason Jones get signed to WWE? Is that why he's vacating the title?
Right.
Or is something else going on that we might not know about?
Yeah,
Kind of describe those months leading up to your debut as your real name.
The background story behind it was the fact that basically what it amounted to was this. My dad, again, told me that I needed to prove to him and to everybody else, most importantly him though, that I needed to stand on my own 2 feet, and I didn't need the name Race attached to me in order to prove that I could survive in this world and in this industry, because in this world, in the business of professional wrestling, it can eat you alive like that. Point blank. They can chew you up and spit you out. I've seen it 100 times. The reason I vacated the title, and there were a lot of rumors surrounding all that, and it was meant to I guess cause a lot of controversy in a way, or cause a lot of questions. Let me put it that way. Controversy, not so much. Questions, yeah. Controversy. Intrigue. Exactly. Interest. Another good thing in that, because I held the WLW Heavyweight Championship the longest in the history of this company. Well over a year. Almost close to 2 years. There was a point in time where I was getting ready to be the well, quite frankly, I already was the best wrestler in the company, and I didn't need any championship title to prove it. And I still don't. I don't need any type of leather belt with a plate on it to prove that I'm the best. Everybody knows I already am. However, I wanted to do the right thing because I didn't want the heavyweight championship title belonging to my dad's company, World League Wrestling, to be tainted with what was and what was going to be. The two different totally people in the form of personalities. That was an act. I'm real.
Tell me what since you came out as under your real name, how has things changed for you in the past year?
People have been contacting me quite a bit, wanting to book. As far as wrestling promoters, let me put it this way: wrestling promoters have come out to me and tried to book me for events using my real name, Leland Race. They weren't contacting me before. The only difference is the name. But I guess the name makes them money. And that's all that matters. People want to see the son of a true legend carry on his legacy, and that's exactly what happened. Fans were just ignorant to the fact of who I really was, and that's not their fault. I'm not saying it's their fault at all. It's what was supposed to happen. And so now things have changed also in the form of I picked up a lot of other responsibilities. I am the head trainer here at the World League Wrestling Academy, Harley Race Wrestling Academy. I'm the head trainer here. I am here at this office and at this school more than anybody else. I turn on the lights, I cut them off. I'm the first and I'm the last to leave. But also with that responsibility comes a lot of pride because I feel that I love this company very, very much because for the past 5 going on 6 years now I've been a part of this company, and my blood, it might be the actual color red, but the true colors are the blue and the white and the yellow. World League Wrestling, and I'm not going to sit by and let this company die, not by a long stretch. And you can rest assured that Leland Race, Harley Race, nothing's going to go by as far as bad wrestling. Everything's going to continue on being the way that it was, and that's true professional wrestling here at World League Wrestling, the only place that carries on true professional wrestling.
Now, there's been a bit of a trend. I don't know how much of one, but WWE's kind of had a mixed track record in regards to second and third generation wrestlers. They let Randy Orton keep his name, Cody Rhodes keep his name. However, they ran Joe Henning, Wyndham Rotunda, somebody else
Alice
through the
Rotunda.
Random wrestler name generator, and gave them, I don't know, names that didn't make a whole lot of sense to me. Sure. But what are your feelings on that? Are they better off with the different names, or?
I'm not there.
You're not there?
Yeah, I'm not there. You know, I would love to be, but I'm not there yet. Nobody knows what goes on behind those closed doors. It's not any of their business, per se. It is not any of my business. My business is right here within World League Wrestling. And that's about how I know how to answer that question.
You say you're the head trainer. Describe how the training sessions go here at WLW, for somebody who's looking for a wrestling school.
For somebody, well, first off, I'll say this. I'm not a salesman. Never claimed to be, never will be. I hate salesmen with a passion. However, if you want to become a professional wrestler, if you want to try and make it in this business, in this sport, because it's a sport, not just an entertainment business. This is a sport. This is a place to be. We just moved to Troy, Missouri. The guy holding the camera was very. I'm very pleased to have him here. He drove all the way from his home to come here and spend the day at the World League Wrestling office in the Harley Race Wrestling Academy. We have over 7,500 square feet of training academy space in here. We have a lounge area, we have 2 offices, we have a guy's locker room, an actual locker room with a shower, a urinal, and a regular toilet. And then we have a girl's locker room with a shower and 2 toilets. This is the place to be. There's no other school in the world, yeah, I'm pretty sure in the world, that has the type of connections, the type of availability, and the type of materials that we have here. And what I mean by that is that we have 2 rings. One's older than Methuselah. Believe me, I know I've been slammed around in it way too much, and it shows its age, but it also has a lot of honor and prestige behind it. We also have an 18-foot ring here that definitely holds true and is very good to us. We run training here that consists of a lot of cardiovascular endurance training. We train 4 days a week, Monday through Thursday. And here very shortly we're actually going to be going to a local gym here in town, one that we've established a relationship with, and they're going to be running us through athletic training to make us more better athletes, make us here all at this academy better athletes, because again, this is a sports. This is a sport. You can't be an athlete. You can't be in a sport and not be an athlete, to my knowledge. Here we also do a lot of repetition in the form of getting things right. We don't just teach you one thing and then go on to the next. We make sure everything is done right. Everything is done crisp, clean, and without a hitch in it. And that's what makes our school a lot better than the rest. The World League Wrestling Academy, Harley Race Wrestling Academy, has very close connections to WWE, as in the form of last night, the 17th of January 2014, Harley went to the TV taping in St. Louis, and everybody, he even got a very nice ovation from the crowd there last night when they announced his name. He also has a very strong connection to a company in Tokyo, Japan, being that in Pro Wrestling Noah. Also, there's going to be another strong connection, hopefully within the next 6 months or so, with New Japan Pro Wrestling. So there's no place else in this country for sure, and I'm fairly certain in the world, that has those types of connections. And if anybody's out there that thinks that I'm wrong, then prove me wrong. And until I'm proven wrong, that's the way it's going to be.
All right, describe some of the students you have.
Describe some of the students. Everyone's different. There's not a single solitary person out there that's the same, and that's what makes us special, because what would be the point of having 2 of the same person? Because there is none. There is no
Unless
point
they're
at all.
identical twins.
Yeah, that's a good possibility. We have yet to come across that to my knowledge, but you know, we welcome those too. We welcome any and everybody who has the dream of becoming a professional wrestler. Beware, this is a sport. You need to be in shape. And this isn't the place where you can come in here and ask a million questions. You know, we conduct business here. We got people here who would love to make their career on the grand stage of WWE. And the Harley Race Wrestling Academy has one of the highest success rates of making that happen. And so if you ever think you want to become a professional wrestler, then you need to come here and give it your best, because this is the only place that matters.
Goals for 2014.
Goals for 2014.
For you as a wrestler instead of you as a wrestler.
Myself, Leland Race, as a wrestler.
Yep.
To be successful. I can't go out there and say I want to win a whole bunch of titles, because I don't know what the future lies ahead of me. I do know success is in my future. And I don't have to have my hand raised in order to prove that. I have to have the respect of others and the respect of the people that came before me in order for there to be a success, and that's exactly what's going to be.
Anybody you'd like to have a match with that you've never had the opportunity in the Midwest?
Local talent or what?
Yeah, pretty
Local
much.
talent.
Everybody's going to say national talent.
Well, sure.
Everybody's going to say, I want a match with John Cena.
Yeah. Well, if you do, then more power to you. Michael Elgin, Delirious, let's see, AJ Styles, why not? I mean, everybody's going to throw his name out there, and I'll join the crock pot on that one. Also, Jake Durden. And I don't have a problem with you, but you went to Japan under the name of World League Wrestling. You're a good wrestler. You're tall, and you got something special in you. But you don't have something as special as me. You have a championship title that belongs to Dynamo Pro Wrestling, and not too long ago you wrestled the World League Wrestling Heavyweight Champion. And if that would have been me that was in the ring instead of Elvis Aliaga, you never would have won that match. And I don't care if Elvis Aliaga passed out, I don't care if he was knocked out, I don't care if he gave up, whatever the case was, it would have been different if it was me.
Oh, that sounds like a challenge there. All right. Well, where can promoters go if they want to bring in Leland Race?
If they want to bring in Leland Race, you can do it a number of different ways. I have a fan page on there. I'm not really computer literate, so you know, I beg your pardon on that. I beg your
we all grew up with
forgiveness.
computers.
Yeah. I have a lot of other guys here that are a lot more computer literate than I am. I know how to turn on a computer and check emails. Probably the Facebook I can do. Twitter is at the Leland Race. World League the Leland Race on Facebook, and also email WLW. And that can go for myself, that can go for Jack Gamble, that can go for Elvis Aliaga, anybody that wants to book any other talent here for World League Wrestling. You can email the company and we make that happen for you and bring great talent, bring great wrestling matches to your promotion, not just me.
All right, Leland Race, hopefully we'll get to see you a lot more often in Central and Southern Illinois. Well, thank you for talking to us today.
You bet your bottom dollar it's going to happen, and thank you for your time. I appreciate it. Look forward to seeing each and every one of you here at the Harley Race Wrestling Academy and at any World League Wrestling event that we have coming towards your way.
Thank you.
We want to thank Leland Race for talking to us here on the Nosebleed Seats. Next week, we'll have a few more interviews that we conducted at World League Wrestling's new training facility. But we leave you tonight with this announcement regarding the NBS Awards. Ladies and gentlemen, the 7th annual NBS Awards begins this March, and tonight we announce our first induction for 2014 to the Central Illinois Pro Wrestling Hall of Fame. A Midwestern superstar and a charter member of the A-List, the Firebrand Jason Hades will be inducted on March 1st at Dreamwave Wrestling's Misfortune by his manager, Ryland Fox. It all takes place at Dreamwave Wrestling in LaSalle, Illinois, at the Knights of Columbus Hall at 209 Gooding Street. Tickets are now available online at dreamwavewrestling.com and also like them on facebook.com at Dreamwave Wrestling. Be sure to join us March the 1st for Misfortune as we honor a former multi-time IWA Mid-South Light Heavyweight and Dreamwave Heavyweight Champion for the class of 2014. Catch the Nosebleed Seats TV on demand anytime. Just go to stlwc.blip.tv, select your episode, watch and enjoy the show. The NBS TV on stlwc.blip.tv.